See, I've been waiting. Waiting on that time. Feel me if you've been waiting on yours. That moment, it's close. It's close. It's close.
Yeah.
Tired of living day to day like everything's alright. Just waiting on that moment. Waiting on my moment.
If you walk in your greatness, listen to me, if you walk in your greatness, can't nobody stop you. Everybody say it with me real quick. Protect this house. 1, 2, 3. Come on, 1, 2, 3. Say it like you mean it. 1, 2, 3. You gotta protect this house. This is your house. You're national champions. That's who you are. It's in your DNA. It's who you are. And so now my son got a whole new experience now. I done messed my son up. They get on my son all the time. They tell my boy all the time, listen to me, my boy on a whole other level. My father wasn't there for me, man. I remember playing ball and everybody daddy there, but my daddy wasn't there. I remember what it felt like to get my license, to go to the prom without my father being in my life. And I said, it ain't nothing we could do about that. You can't, listen to me. There's some things you can't do nothing about it. I can't go back and change the hands of time, but what I can do is recreate another history. And now my son wearing J's. How much do my son pay for his J's? Not a dime. Michael Jordan sent them to us. The whole new, we building greatness. People say he shouldn't be paying $150 for some shoes. He ain't, they free. They free, he ain't paying $120. MJ sent them to him. Are you hearing what I'm saying? I done built a relationship with some of the greats. People call me, Eric, when are you coming to the football game? I just had one of the top baseball players, E, when you coming to the next game? I'm creating a legacy. It's all on me. I'm not putting it in nobody else's head. I love CJ. That's my business partner. He was my graduate assistant, but I'm not putting his company on his back. I'm putting it on mine. I'm not asking, have I ever asked you to get up at 3 o'clock in the morning? But I'm getting up at 3. Listen to me. If you're on this team and you're a coach, if you're a captain, listen to me. Don't ask anybody else to do nothing you ain't willing to do. And so there's greatness in this place. You walk into greatness. But the problem is transition. So number one, I want to tell you a quick story, guys. Number one, and y'all got to hear this. This is a crazy story. Somebody sent it to me. You know how you raise your hand, people be sending you a whole bunch of junk mail. Raise your hand, you be getting like forwards, just junk mail, right? And you like, as soon as you see forward, you like, delete, right? So somebody sent me this forward recently about this little girl. So that's the only reason I read it, because about this little girl, it's depression. It was about the depression. So, for me, I want to read stuff about the depression because we're in a recession. I probably made more money than I've ever made in my life in a recession. All right, we're gonna leave that alone. Y'all didn't catch that. No, for real, y'all didn't catch that. I've made more money I've ever made in my life during the recession. So the story is the depression, right? And I had it, but I left it somewhere. I think I left it. Me and Coach T got caught up. True, we were talking so much. I think I left it. In the room where you were, right? And so what I had in this box, right? It was these little pearls. And so what happened was the little girl went to the store with her mom, right? And when she got to the store with her mom, she saw these. This is depression. She saw these little earrings, pearl earrings, and they were like $2. And that's a lot back in the day. So mom said, "Look, I can't afford to buy you that, but what you could do is a few chores. And if you do a couple chores, I can give it to you." And your grandma, listen to me, your grandma, see, can I get some water? It's right here. Your grandma, what your grandma gonna do every year, she gives you a crisp $1. So little girl geeked up, right? She pumped up. So she does her chores. Grandma give her $1. And so she get these 2 pearls and she geek. She wearing these things everywhere she go. To bed, she wearing them to church, she wearing them to school, she pumped up, right? So one day her daddy comes to her and daddy says, "Baby girl, can I get the pearls?" And she like, well, like, "Daddy, I love you, but the pearls?" Like, "Dad, I did chores for these. Grandma gave me a crisp $1 bill. Like, I love you, Daddy. So this is what we can do because I do love you. So this is what we're going to do. You remember that baby doll you bought me? I give you that baby doll you bought me with the pony with the pink tail to go with it." Dad was like, "I'm good. That's okay. I love you." About a month later, Dad came back again, right? Dad sitting there. He's like, "Baby girl, you love me?" "Yeah, Dad, I love you." He's like, "Do you really love me?" She's like, "Yeah, Dad, I really love you." He said, "All right, so why don't you do this for me? Let me get those two little pearl earrings you got. Let me get those from you." She's like, "Daddy, I love you, but I can't, Daddy, I can't give you these pearl earrings, Daddy. I worked hard for them. Grandma gave me a crisp $1. I'm sorry, Daddy, I can't give them to you." Dad like, "Okay, I love you." Gave her a little kiss. "Good night." Dad came home about 2 weeks later, right? She's sitting in the living room. She's shaking. Dad's like, "Whoa, what's wrong, baby girl?" She's shaking. She crying. She said, "Dad, you remember you asked me for those pearls?" And Dad's like, "Yeah, I remember asking you for the pearls." She was like, "Daddy, I love you." And she gave Daddy the pearls. And while she was giving Daddy the pearls, Dad was smiling. And Dad took the pearls with the left hand, and with the right hand, he brought out this box, this velvet box. And with the velvet box, he gave her the velvet box and opened it up, and it had not 2 fake pearls, but genuine pearls, and it was a necklace. And daddy said to this little girl, remember when I first asked you for these two things? I had these waiting for you the whole time. But because you weren't willing to give me those, I couldn't give you the real thing. Listen to what I'm telling you. You better catch it. If you don't ever hear another story in your life, you better catch this story. What I'm telling you was she wasn't willing to give up what she had. She wasn't willing to give up what she had, not knowing that if she had given those up, she had something better coming. And what happened for me and changed my life, and the reason why some of you will never be on the level that you're supposed to be on, is because there's some stuff that you were accustomed to back at home that now you are here in greatness and you're not willing to give up that stuff to get to this stuff. Why? Because many of us, when we get to greatness, because we've never been to greatness before, when we finally get here, we can't give up that old foolish stuff to get the new stuff.
Since life ain't promised tomorrow, live it up, live it up, live it up.